So today we'll learn how to do QuickSort in Java. But before starting coding, I'd like to go through how it works. So in QuickSort algorithm, first of all we need to find the pivot. So here you can see, first of all I find the pivot, and after that whatever value is less than pivot, I'll arrange it to the left hand side, and whatever value is greater than pivot, I'll arrange it to the right hand side. So in this example you can see this is the unsorted array, and if I have selected pivot as 5, then in that case whatever value which is less than 5 will go to the left, whatever value that is greater than 5 will go to the right, and after that I'll change the last value with the pivot, and the same process will be repeated for left hand side array and the right hand side array. Okay, so let's try to code this part now. So I'm using online editor for coding it. So this is the unsorted array that I had given or taken in the input. So I'll create a QuickSort method. QuickSort method I'll take and that will take input as array, then the start index, and then the end index. And end index will be arr.length -1. Okay, and now once it is done, I'll print the array. So I'll use system.out.println arrays dot, and to print it I'll use arrays.toString method, and I'll print arr. Okay, now let's define the QuickSort method. Since I'm going to call from public static environment, so I need to write a static method, static void QuickSort, and it will accept integer array as input, int start index and int end index, and I'll check if start is less than end. Then what I'll do, I'll first of all find the pivot. Pivot method that will accept arr as input, and then the start index and end index will go, and I'll call this QuickSort method recursively, and it will be in this case arr, and the start index will be 0, and end index for the left hand side will be pivot index -1. And in case of on right hand side, start index will be pivot index +1 till end. QuickSort method is available. Let's define this pivot method. So this method will also be static, and it needs to return int and pivot method. Then we'll have what it is accepting integer array, and then start index and then end index. Okay, once we'll have that, then let's define the pivot of it. So pivot will be equal to arr, and this time I wanted to consider last element as the pivot, and I'll have one counter I'll initialize with start -1, and then I'll iterate the loop. Okay, so for iterating the loop, I'll use j as another variable, which will start from with the start index, and then it will go till index and j plus plus, and here we need to check the value. If arr j is less than pivot, then we need to swap the value. Okay, so I'll swap the value. And swapping will be done for with I and j. Swap method I have not declared. I'll swap it. Let's define the swap method. Static void swap. It will accept array and then counter I and counter j. Okay, and to swap I'll use a temporary variable in which first of all I'll store the value of I, then in I I'll assign the value of j, and at end in the value of j I'll assign temp. Okay, and once I'll have the swapping, at the end I need to swap the pivot with the index of last. So that's all the value will, and at the end I need to return I plus 1. So let's try to execute this program. It is taking some time. It looks like it will give timeout error, so let's see where we are doing something wrong. So I have the array from start till index, and for left hand side I'll go pivot index -1, and for right hand side pivot index plus to end, and the pivot method I'll have pivot at end index, start -1, j is less than, and here j is less than pivot, then I'll swap I and j, and here I'll return. Okay, so you can see output is come. So 1 2 3 4 5 8 which is the sorted value of this input array. So today we learned how to do a quicksort algorithm. If we'll use the utility method arrays.sort, then that will also if the value is integer, then it will use typically uses merge sort or quicksort, and in that case also the time complexity will remain O of n of O log n. Okay, so thank you so much for watching today's video. If you think the videos are helpful, do like the video and subscribe to the channel.